What is up, everybody? It's me, Razo Munchausen, and today I'm bringing you another King of Fighters 15 interesting slash fun fact video. And this video is going to be covering Ryo Sakazaki. Now, the reason why I'm covering him is because his trailer just came out. Well, not just came out, but it came out this past Wednesday. And I kind of have the idea that, if the silhouette is actually Ryo and not some other surprise character, I'll do a video on him next. So, here we are. Which, by the way, I did react to Ryo and Robert's video. It's just the fact that I had to do a whole lot of editing to that video because me and my good friend Unholy, we reacted to it, but we somehow took a minute and 47 seconds and turned that into a whole 16-minute reaction. And so I'm sitting there like, oh my god, oh my god, I gotta cut so much out of here while trying to keep the main initial reactions and thoughts of both of us in order to get it out there and make it decent. So yeah, I'm doing a whole lot of editing to that video, and hopefully I can get it out soon before this next Wednesday. But anyway, going off from there, today, yeah, we're going to be covering Ryo. And this is going to be interesting because this fun fact is going to be on the strongest version of Ryo, which most people would assume to be Mr. Karate 2 Ryo. But that's not the case, actually. The strongest version of Ryo actually comes from King of Fighters 98. But wait, I hear you say, what do you mean? Ryo is just the same in King of Fighters 98. Well, yes and no. I'm going to be referring to the King of Fighters 98 comic version of Ryo. A Ryo completely exclusive to that, and who I feel like really should make a transfer over to the main games because he's really tragic and an interesting thought of character. But no, we're going to be talking about Omega Ryo. You mean like Omega Rugal? No, Omega Ryo. This Ryo did obtain the Orochi power, similar to like Rugal, but for different means, obviously, and he's not a bad guy. But this version of Ryo comes from a very much post-apocalyptic future. Think of like future Trunks' timeline from Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball Super, where everything's just destroyed. And the reason for that is because of the fact that in this exclusive story, good god, exclusive story, Kyo and Iori are having a battle to the death, but they're so powerful and so immense that these two end up knocking each other into a whole different dimension called the hyperspace dimension, or the hyper dimension, for one. So all the OG fighters are there left to fend off against this new and stronger Rugal, the KOF-98 Omega Rugal, who had obtained universal levels of power. And when I say universal, I mean think of like Goku from Dragon Ball, like universal levels of power, being able to destroy the universe. That is the kind of power that Rugal had gained. And they were all washed, they were all beaten. The last line of defense against this version of Rugal was Ryo. But the problem is that Ryo let his pride get the best of him, and he did not help them when he could have helped stop Rugal. So, in the end, Rugal literally messed up the planet, turned it into a barren wasteland. And Ryo was forced to watch all of this. So after some point, he did gain the Orochi power for his Omega, states, and also trained up himself and became extremely powerful enough to match Rugal and eventually beat him. But in the end, it meant nothing because the world wasn't changed. Everyone is still dead, and he may be the only survivor left. So he just kind of walks around endlessly hoping to find somebody, but also just to atone for his sins. And it's really just kind of like tragic and touching. So at some point, this version of Ryo, finds Kyo and Iori battle each other to the death in this hyper dimension where it stated that time, space, no concepts, nothing. It's nothing but a complete void. Nothing exists. Finds them and then creates some kind of astral body of himself. You hear me? Like astral body of himself travels in there and literally one-shots these two powerful fighters. Kyo and Iori were also considered at this point universal, threats. they're at those universal levels of power. And Omega Ryo went in there and one-shot both of them without any issues. He sent Iori back to the present, and then sent Kyo to his time period to talk to him, and then proceeded to literally punch him, or should I say, jab him with 2 fingers and send him back to his present timeline again, with no issues whatsoever. And it's really by far the strongest version of Ryo out there, but the most tragic one as well. And that's just really kind of the interesting fact there. Again, he only showed up that one time, but it was interesting. You know, you saw a man who sought to gain everything, but in the end watched everything die around him, you know, because of his own pride, because of his desire to get stronger, that he pushed everyone else aside and did not help them until the very end when it was too late. And I feel like that would be an interesting version of Ryo to see in the main KOF games. Since we do know we have characters who can travel through universes like Nakaruru and different timelines and dimensions and so on and so forth, I would love to see SNK implement him into the main games. Granted, he would be super OP because he could body essentially any of the cast members, except maybe the actual gods of the series. But he would be such a great addition, just to kind of see, like, he goes through and sees like how different things are compared to like his timeline where things are still ruined. It would be such an interesting thing to see. But anyway, that's gonna be this video, and I really hope you enjoyed. By the way, it's Mother's Day, so if you haven't already, go tell your mother how much you love her, because you only have that one, and you never know when she could be gone. So go tell her you love her, and just overall, have a great day, you guys. And just be blessed, be encouraged, and I just really hope you guys have a great start of this new week. And I'll see you guys in the next video. But anyway, love you all, take care, and peace out. And again, just be blessed.
I'm a troublemaker. When truth collides with a limited mind, sometimes you find it's not popular.